Welcome, Chosen One. This message today is not random. God set it apart for you. They told you God had forgotten you. They told you the doors were shut forever. They told you the pain you carry is proof that you're abandoned. But what if I told you the very struggle you're in right now is the setup for the greatest breakthrough of your life? This is not just another video. This is not background noise. This is a word from God for you. Yes, for you. And if you stay with me until the end, you'll see why this hard season you're walking through is not punishment, but preparation. Think about it. Every hero of the Bible, Joseph in the pit, David in the cave, Esther facing death, Paul in prison, they all had one thing in common. Their greatest trials came right before their greatest favor. And the same is true for you. Right now, you may feel pressed on every side. The bills stack higher than your strength. The relationships you thought would last have crumbled. Doors you prayed for seem sealed shut. And maybe you've whispered late at night, "God, why me? Why now?" But hear this. What you're facing is not evidence of God's absence. It's proof of His presence. Because the struggle is the soil where favor grows. Favor is not built on comfort, it's revealed in fire. When you're weak, His strength shines. When the enemy thinks he has buried you, God says, "No, I've planted you." And every seed that's planted must rise. So don't mistake this season as the end. Don't believe the lie that says you're forgotten, because heaven has already written your breakthrough into the script of your story. Listen, Joseph was betrayed, enslaved, and falsely accused. For years, it looked like his life was going backward. But what looked like rejection was actually redirection, because the pit was the pathway to the palace. And your pit, the thing that feels like it's killing you, may be the very place God is preparing you for promotion. And I know, maybe you've cried, "But I can't take it anymore." Friend, the fact that you're still breathing is the evidence that God isn't done. The enemy tried to silence you, but you're still here. That means purpose is still alive. Every tear you've cried has watered the ground of your destiny. Every lonely night has been seen by the eyes of heaven. And right now, angels are being dispatched on your behalf. The very chains that tried to hold you are about to testify of God's power to break them. So don't give up, don't walk away, because what you're about to step into is not small. It's not ordinary. It's favor that doesn't make sense. Favor that opens doors no man can shut. Favor that turns weeping into dancing. And let me tell you this, when God's favor shows up, the same people who mocked you will have to watch you rise. The same ones who counted you out will see you step into rooms they never imagined you'd enter. Not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. This season of struggle, it's not the end, it's the setup. God's favor is closer than you think. So lean in, listen closely. Don't just hear these words, receive them. Because the one who spoke light into darkness is speaking over your life right now. And He's saying, "My child, I have not forgotten you. I am unlocking favor over you, even in the middle of your hardest time." And before we continue deeper, let me pause and say this. If you felt this word stirring in your spirit, don't leave without being part of this family. Subscribe, like, and share this with someone else who needs hope. Because together we are walking in truth, one verse at a time. Friend, let's be honest. Struggles don't just test your patience, they test your faith. And sometimes, when the nights feel long and the prayers seem unanswered, the voice of the enemy gets louder. He whispers, "If God really loved you, why are you suffering? If God really cared, why are doors shutting in your face? Why is your body sick? Why is your marriage breaking? Why do you feel so alone?" But hear me, those whispers are lies, because the presence of hardship does not mean the absence of God. In fact, Scripture tells us the opposite. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. That means the very moment you feel furthest from Him, He's closer than your breath. Right now, As you're listening, heaven is leaning in. The God who parted seas, who calmed storms, who raised the dead, he hasn't changed, and he hasn't walked away from you. Look back at your life for just a moment. Think about the times you thought you wouldn't make it, the nights you thought would break you. Yet here you are. That's not an accident. That's favor. Because if the enemy could have destroyed you, he would have. But you're still standing. That means God still has plans for you. And I want you to imagine this: a seed underground. It looks dark. It looks dead. But the truth is, it's not buried, it's planted. And right now, you may feel like you're in the dirt. You may feel forgotten. But what's happening in the soil of your life is preparation. The roots are growing deep before the breakthrough bursts forth. That's what God is doing in you. He's not ignoring you, He's establishing you. Because surface blessings fade, but deep roots last through every storm. Think about Joseph again. From the pit to slavery, from false accusations to prison, it seemed like God had left him. But at every step, the Lord was with him. And when the time was right, not a moment too soon or too late, Joseph was lifted from the prison to the palace. Your story will be no different, because the same God who delivered Joseph, who raised Lazarus, who strengthened Paul, is the God who's breathing on your life right now. And when His favor shows up, delay will turn into destiny. Pain will turn into purpose. But here's the part we often miss. Favor doesn't always look like what we expect. Sometimes, favor is the door that's shut because God knew it would have destroyed you. Sometimes, favor is the relationship that ended because He knew it wasn't built to carry you into your future. Sometimes, favor is even the trial itself because it teaches you to lean on Him in ways comfort never could. So instead of asking, "Why me, God?" start asking, "What are you growing in me, Lord?" Because the truth is, your pain is never wasted. Every trial is a teacher. Every delay is a divine setup. And every heartbreak is shaping your heart for something greater. I want you to catch this. God is not just writing your story, He's editing it for glory. That means the chapters of suffering are not the end of the book. They are the setup for the climax, the moment His power is revealed. And listen carefully. The enemy has studied you. He's tried to convince you that you're not strong enough, not worthy enough, not loved enough. But the thing he fears the most is that you'll realize the truth, that you are chosen, called, and anointed by the living God. That's why the attacks have been so intense, because your life carries a weight of destiny that hell is terrified of. So instead of letting the storm shake you, let it confirm you, because storms don't last forever, and when the clouds break, the sun always shines brighter. Friend, you need to know this. The favor that's coming will make sense of the pain you've endured. The blessing that's on the way will silence the voices that mocked you. And when God lifts you, no man, no system, no devil in hell will be able to hold you down. And that's why you can't quit. That's why you can't give up now, because the story isn't over and the author of your life writes with grace. So hear me when I say this. The hard time you're in right now is not the end. It's the evidence that your breakthrough is closer than it's ever been. Stay with me, because in a moment, I'm going to show you how God uses your darkest seasons to unlock favor that no one can explain. But before I do, let me pause here. If this message is speaking to your spirit, don't leave without joining this family of faith. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and share it with someone who's in their own storm. Because you never know, this could be the very word that saves their hope tonight. Beloved, let me share something powerful with you. God's favor doesn't just visit your life randomly. It comes with a purpose. Every blessing you receive is connected to your assignment, and every trial you face is preparing you for that assignment. Think about it. Moses wasn't called to the palace just to enjoy comfort. He was prepared in the palace so he could one day deliver Israel out of Egypt. Esther wasn't crowned queen just to live a life of luxury. She was positioned in the palace for such a time as this to save her people. David wasn't anointed just to sit on a throne. He was shaped in the pasture, tested in the valley, and then raised up to shepherd a nation. And the same is true for you. The favor God is unlocking in your life during this hard time is not just for survival, it's for assignment. Right now, the enemy would love for you to believe your struggles disqualify you, but in reality, they are qualifying you. The rejection, the loss, the betrayal, the waiting, all of it is the training ground. And hear this carefully, God never wastes pain. He recycles it into power. Let me tell you something important. Sometimes your tears water the very soil of your future harvest. You may feel like you've lost too much, cried too much, and waited too long. But heaven is saying, no, child, every tear you've shed is proof that your faith is still alive. And that faith is the key to unlocking favor. The Apostle Paul wrote in 2 Corinthians 4:17, "For our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all." Do you catch that? Your troubles are working for you, not against you. They are producing glory. They're preparing you to handle the weight of blessing. Because favor without preparation can crush a person. But favor after preparation, oh, that becomes unstoppable. Let me explain it this way. Imagine a door that's locked. You can kick it, push it, cry in front of it, but it won't open unless you have the key. Struggles are the process of God handing you the right key. And when the time comes, that door won't just creak open, it will swing wide, because heaven itself will unlock it. Friend, there's a reason why you haven't given up yet. There's a reason why even after disappointment, you still find yourself praying. That's not weakness, that's favor at work. That's the Holy Spirit holding you up when you feel like falling. And here's what I want you to know. Favor is not just material blessing. It's not just money, houses, or success. Favor is protection. Favor is peace in the middle of chaos. Favor is strength when you should have fainted. Favor is opportunities you didn't qualify for. Favor is open doors that no resume or connection could have opened. Favor is God's hand moving on your behalf when no one else can. That's what you're about to walk into, a season where doors open not because of who you know, but because of who you belong to. A season where even enemies will have to admit, surely the hand of God is on their life. But listen, there's a shift required. You can't just pray for favor and live in fear. You can't keep rehearsing your pain and expect to walk in victory. At some point, you have to lift your head, square your shoulders, and declare, if God is for me, who can be against me? Because faith is the language of favor. Doubt closes doors, but faith unlocks them. So right now, I dare you, in the middle of your storm, in the middle of your questions, to speak faith. Declare over yourself, I am chosen, I am loved, I am not forgotten. This storm will not destroy me. God's favor is unlocking a future I cannot yet see. And as you speak it, heaven aligns with your words, because life and death are in the power of the tongue. And your breakthrough often begins with your declaration. Think about the children of Israel walking around the walls of Jericho. For 6 days, nothing moved, nothing shifted. But on the 7th day, when they lifted a shout of faith, the walls came crashing down. Your shout of faith today could be the very thing that breaks the walls around your destiny. Don't underestimate it, because while people may laugh at your faith, heaven responds to it. So here's the truth. This hard season you're in is not punishment. It's positioning. God is lining things up behind the scenes. And when the curtain lifts, you'll see that every tear, every delay, every trial was setting the stage for a greater glory. And I need you to hold on to this promise. Psalm 5:12 says, "Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield." Did you hear that? Favor is not fragile. It's a shield. It covers you. It protects you. It goes before you, and it surrounds you. So even if you can't see it right now, favor is working. Even if you can't feel it, favor is fighting. And even when people walk away, favor stays. That's why I'm telling you, don't give up in the middle of your story, because your next chapter is titled Breakthrough. Stay with me, because in the next part, I'm going to show you how to recognize the signs of God's favor even while you're still in the storm, so you never miss what He's already doing in your life. But before we continue, let me pause here. If this word is blessing your heart, type Amen in the comments right now. It not only encourages this community, but it's your declaration to heaven that you believe favor is being unlocked in your life today.
Beloved, let me share this truth with you. God's favor doesn't always look like favor at first. Sometimes it comes disguised as disappointment. Sometimes it comes dressed as delay. Sometimes it even comes wrapped in rejection. Joseph understood this. His brothers sold him. Potiphar's wife falsely accused him. He was thrown into prison. At first glance, none of that looked like favor. But step by step, those very trials positioned him for the palace. And when the time was right, Pharaoh himself said, "Bring Joseph out of that prison." Hear me, the very thing that looked like it was burying you could be the thing that's building you. Because favor doesn't just open doors, it also closes the wrong ones. And sometimes God's greatest gift is not what He gives you, but what He blocks from reaching you. You see, favor is not always loud. Sometimes favor whispers. It whispers in the peace you feel after prayer. It whispers in the unexpected encouragement from a friend. It whispers in the strength to get out of bed when your heart feels heavy. That's favor too. And I believe some of you listening right now have been surrounded by favor without even realizing it. The accident that didn't take your life? Favor. The sickness that could have destroyed you but didn't? Favor. The job you lost that led you to something better? Favor. The storm that shook you but didn't break you? Favor. God's favor is the reason you're still here, and that means He's not done with you yet. But here's what you must remember. Favor is not just about your comfort, it's about your calling. God blesses you so that you can be a blessing. That means the favor on your life is not just for you. It's for your family, your friends, your community, even generations after you. Think of Abraham. God said, "I will bless you and you will be a blessing." That's what favor does. It multiplies, it overflows, it reaches beyond your life and touches others. So if you're listening to this and thinking, "Why me, Lord? Why has God chosen me?" The answer is simple. Because someone connected to you needs the blessing that only you can release. That's why the enemy has been fighting you so hard. That's why the storms have been relentless. It's not just about you. It's about the assignment tied to your life. And beloved, here's the beautiful part. No enemy can cancel favor. No curse can override it. No jealousy, no gossip, no betrayal can stop what God has sealed. If He has declared favor over your life, then even hell itself has to back down.
Isaiah 54:17 says it best, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment you shall condemn." This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord. That's your heritage. That's your promise. That's your shield. So today, I want you to stop measuring your life by what you've lost and start measuring it by what God is building. Stop asking, "Why me, Lord?" and start declaring, "Use me, Lord." Because when you shift from complaining to surrender, you unlock favor on a whole new level. And I hear the Spirit saying, this is the hour of unveiling. What was hidden is about to be revealed. What was delayed is about to be released. And what was impossible is about to become testimony. But you must be ready. Ready in prayer, ready in faith, ready in obedience. Because when the door swings open, it won't be time to prepare. It will be time to step through. So let this word sink deep. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are favored. And this season you're in, as hard as it feels, is only the setup for the glory that's about to come. Romans 8:18 declares, "I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us." That's your promise. Hold it close. And as I close, let me remind you of one last truth. Favor is already on your life. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to fight for it. Jesus already paid the price for it at the cross. You simply have to walk in it, trust it, and give God the glory for it. So lift your head today, speak life over yourself, and dare to believe that God's favor is unlocking blessings, opportunities, and miracles you haven't even imagined yet. Now, if this word has spoken to your spirit, don't just keep it to yourself. Type "I receive favor" in the comments right now. Let it be your declaration, your agreement with heaven. And share this message with someone who needs to hear that God has not forgotten them either. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, Truth One Verse, because every week we dive into life-changing revelations from the Word. Together, we're growing, we're learning, and we're stepping into the fullness of our calling. Stay blessed, stay faithful, and always remember, God's favor is not just coming, it's already here.